imagine this cheap $2,500 for Butch Hogan, and he couldn't rustle sheep from a blind Navajo. I'm telling you, these Texans have no appreciation for a man's work.
I don't blame you for feeling insulted, Vic, with all those killings you have to your credit. And you should complain about that picture. It doesn't do you justice.
Oh, you can't expect no high-class picture on one of these things, Linda. They don't take no pains.
Well, that's all right, Vic. Maybe it isn't a work of art. But still, it's just like having $1,000 in the bank.
I don't like them kind of jokes, Mort. They ain't funny.
Vic is a dangerous man with a gun, but I've seen horses that were more intelligent.
Well, none of these gunslingers are overburdened with brains. But that's all right. I can do all the thinking that's necessary.
They say that Texas Marshal, Lee Powell, is hard to discourage when he's after a man.
Yeah? Well, he'd better stay in his own backyard. We're not in Texas, and I'm running this neck of the woods.
The trail is long, but a cowboy song is a sad and lonely tale. From the distant plain, there's a sweet refrain down on the moonlit trail. The stars, they know his story of a love that will never fail. His heart decides as alone he rides down on the moonlit trail. The trail is long, but a cowboy song is a sad and lonely tale. From the distant plain, there's a sweet refrain down on the moonlit trail. The stars, they know his story of a love that will never fail. His heart decides as alone he rides down on the moonlit trail.
Well, this is where Lee's friend Hank Slocum's supposed to meet us. I guess we'll have to wait for him. We don't need anybody to take us by the hand and lead us around. Let's go through land. Well, it's not that simple, Bill. There's some monkey business going on around here, and Lee's friend's supposed to explain it to us. There's a horse. Maybe he's waiting for us over there. Well, it looks like somebody didn't want him to meet us. Yeah, he won't explain anything. right, fella, start talking. Who's paying wages for murder?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, well, why were you shooting at us? Just for the fun of it?
I mistook you for somebody else. A couple of fellows are laying for me.
Now tell us the story about Goldilocks, the three bags. Look, a man was shot over there. You were mighty handy.
Yeah, and so are you. So don't try and pin that on him.
Why fool with him, Mort? You pick out a tree and I'll do the rest. No, that's not our way of playing him, Bill. He's entitled to a lawful trial. But if you think you can outrun one of these 44 slugs, you can go ahead and make a break. Let's get going.
Hello, Bert. Friends of yours?
No, there are a couple of low-code mavericks.
I'm sorry, miss. I was told that the sheriff was in here.
He's back there on the poker game.
Thanks. Come on, Bill. Go ahead. You won't need me. Well, I've been thinking that for a long time.
You know, I think I'm going to like this country. Do you work here?
Not exactly. My father, Mort Slade, owns this place.
Well, you can surely go tell your father he's got a brand new customer.
I'm sorry to interrupt your game, Sheriff, but I have a job for you.
What sort of a job?
Hank Slocum was murdered just east of here. This fellow's hanging around and took a shot at him.
That's a lie. I was just riding by when him and his partner jumped me.
Maybe you're telling the truth. Maybe you ain't. You know, you're a stranger to me.
You seem to have a mighty peculiar brand of law enforcement in this county.
If you don't like it, just keep right on traveling. Hey, it seems like Court's having trouble. I better go straighten things out for him.
I'm charging this fellow with attempted murder, and I demand that you keep him in jail.
You're not telling me what to do. Maybe you think we ain't. That fellow took a shot at me, and you throw him in jail, or I'll take it out of someone's hide. Listen, that's enough out of you. All right, calm down. I'll cool you off for a while, and I'll haze you out of town. On me. All right, break it up. Get through there. Come on.
What's the row all about?
A couple of strangers were trying to persuade the sheriff to arrest Kurt for taking a shot at him.
They must be the Texas deputies Hank Slocum was going to meet.
I wouldn't be surprised. You have more courage than good sense. Be smart and get out of this town.
I never was very smart that way. Say, where's my partner?
He's being locked up in the calaboose.
Well, maybe that'll teach him not to be so hot-headed.
Hello, Jack. Hi, boy. Hi, Vic. Hi, boy. Up on the drink for me. Another business deal. Turned out very well. Boy, do you think?
Friend of yours?
No, he just looks familiar, that's all.
You may have seen him somewhere. He's been around. You know, Vic has a lot of friends here in town. They'd hate to see anything happen to him.
What makes you think anything's going to happen to him?
Now, get in there. Got your head up against these bars. Maybe you'll learn consent.
You put him in trouble right up to your neck.
I've heard that kind of talk before, but I've never lost any sleep about it. I enforce the law here, and nobody's going to tell me how to do it. But you better learn the hard way.
stop your dreaming. Wake up and shine tonight. Lazy moon, stroll along while I'm scheming. Lead me to my one delight while I wait for my love in the gloaming. If I start singing a song, you know that I found my love. Roll along, lazy moon, roll along. Lazy moon, roll along, stop your dreaming. Wake up and shine tonight. Lazy moon, stroll along while I'm scheming. Lead me to my one delight while I wait for my love in the gloaming. If I start singing a song, then you know that I found my love. Roll along, lazy moon, roll along.
Hello, Art.
Hello, Lee.
Why'd you send for me? I thought it'd be a simple matter for you and Bill to ride over here and pick up a prisoner.
Yeah, I did too. But it wasn't a simple matter with the sheriff taking a stand against us.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know for sure. I thought at first he was just a pig-headed fool. But from what I've seen and heard since I've been around here, I've come to the conclusion that he might be in with the outlaws himself. Lee, I can show you a dozen wanted men in this vicinity. But the sheriff can't see them. And he doesn't seem the least bit interested in finding the murder of Hank Slocum.
That doesn't sound so good. Where's Bill?
The sheriff still got him locked up in the calaboose.
Well, we'll have to see if we can't do something about that.
Let's go.
I'm a drifter drifting down the Tumbleweed Trail, and I'm happy though my jeans are getting thin, for I know someday down on the Tumbleweed Trail, in the sunset's glow I'll find the rainbow's end. Then I'll ride o'er the rainbow till I reach that azure climb. In the sky o'er the rainbow, green pastures I will find. Then I'll say aloha to the Tumbleweed Trail. When I reach that shining rainbow down the line, I'm a drifter drifting down the Tumbleweed Trail. And I'm happy though my jeans are getting thin, for I know someday down on the Tumbleweed Trail, in the sunset's glow I'll find the rainbow's end. Then I'll ride o'er the rainbow till I reach that azure climb. In the sky o'er the rain, then I'll say aloha to the Tumbleweed Trail. When I reach that shining rainbow down the line.
What do you think you are? A bird in a gilded cage? Stop that racket!
Why, Sheriff, you hurt my feelings talking like that.
Now, you better keep your mouth shut, because you're pretty unpopular with me.
Why don't you let me take him off your hands?
Who are you?
The Texas Marshal. Lee Powell's the name.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about you.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, same as I do for you.
What do you want?
I'd like to take this fellow back to Texas with me.
You think this is a hotel where you can walk in and out any time you please?
But while I'm here, there's another fellow I'd like to pick up. Vic Landreau. Maybe you've seen him around.
Vic Landreau. No, I don't guess I have.
Well, I'll have a look around while I'm in town myself. You may have better luck. Let's go.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, I'll take that gun, too.
Hey, don't shut that door.
Oh, sorry, Sheriff, it's just a force of habit. I appreciate your cooperation, and I'll be glad to return the favor any time you're in my bailiwick.
What do you want on the line? You're not doing so hot there, Curley.
Fine, that's what you're doing.
Come on, make that feel better. That's fine.
Well, there he is, big as life.
Stay here.
You want to shoot? Let me out of the side.
You're Vic Landreau, aren't you?
No, he's my cousin. Folks say we look alike.
You don't expect me to believe that, do you?
I don't know if it makes any difference what you believe.
Maybe that's what you think.
What's going on here? I wish you'd tell this bloodhound he's not in Texas right now.
You the boss here?
That's right.
Not very particular who hangs around, are you?
Anybody's welcome so long as they mind their own business. I ain't interested who they are or what they are. And that goes for you.
No, Bill. Lee said to wait here, and he generally knows what he's talking about.
Just the man I wanted to see, Sheriff. Glad you dropped in. This is the man I was talking to you about, Sheriff. Vic Landreau.
Why, he's loco. Vic Landreau's my cousin.
Well, nothing I can do. It's just one man's word against another.
Well, you haze him to the Texas line, and I'll take full responsibility from then on.
Why don't you go home and run your own job, and let me run mine? I'm not shoving anybody around just on your say-so.
Well, I guess if that's the way you feel about it, that's it.
That sure is. And I warn you to keep the peace. You're not the law on this side of the line.
Let me have those dice. All right, let's go.
Now, wait a minute, Lee.
Let's go.
Well, I don't see why in the world you might be going to do.
Favoring to start something with the odds all on their side.
Yeah, but what about that job we've got to do?
Yeah, what about it?
We'll find a way to do it.
You might as well give it up, fella. You haven't got a chance. Why not? This town's run by the outlaws. They've either got the sheriff under their thumb or he's in with the gang.
That's what I thought. Why don't you throw him out and put in an honest man?
We can't seem to get any opposition organized. It always happens to anyone who starts.
Some of you people. Men who can be trusted.
All right, I'll arrange it.
Well, after we get some law enforcement around here, we can tend to our own business.
It'll be just as easy for you to keep out of sight for a while. Why ask for trouble?
You're not afraid of that long-legged Texan, are you?
He made you hightail it across the border fast enough.
He had the whole state of Texas behind him. He's on his own over here.
Well, that's true enough. But I still don't like him hanging around. He took it too calm. And he's not the kind to hold up easy.
Well, that's the way I feel about it. And you can bet that Hank Slocum wasn't here.
Well, Hank was cured. There's plenty of that same medicine around.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get the boys on the job.
I've asked you to meet here for two reasons. I want Vic Landreau to stand trial in Texas. And Hank Slocum was my friend. He was killed because he tried to help me, and I want his murderer to answer to the law. But this can't happen when your sheriff protects the outlaw.
We know that, but we can't do anything about it. And don't forget that Hank isn't the only man that's been murdered because he came out openly against the sheriff. We can't ask anybody to go out and be a target. Why, they get him sure as fate.
Well, don't come out in the open. Throw a scare into them without letting them know where it comes from.
I don't think it can be done.
It can be done. The important thing is to find the kingpin. Now, who's running this gang? The sheriff?
No, I don't think so. He isn't a big enough caliber to be anything more than just a hired hand.
How about Mort Slade?
Not him. He wouldn't bother with it, because his game's get all the money anyway.
Well, we'll dig down to the boss, whoever he is. Just like peeling an onion, layer by layer.
Well, maybe it might work out. I don't know.
All right, sit down.
All right, gentlemen, get your bets down.
What are you boys doing here, anyhow?
Oh, just looking around. We like to see new country. And new faces.
Number 6.
And new...
That's enough. Don't pick up any sleepers. That wasn't your bet.
Hello, Marge.
Hello, Kurt.
All right, boys, get your bets down.
Looks like you've made another big deal.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Well, the whole lot on 15.
Round and round she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows. Number 19, the Red Winds.
Too bad, Kurt. Better like next time.
Well, don't you worry, honey. There's plenty more where that came from.
Are you going to be a good boy and keep out of jail?
Uh-huh. Come on, Bill. Huh? I said, come on. The lady's got a job to do. We can't hang around here all evening bothering her.
Maybe I don't mind.
Well, if we don't wear out our welcome, maybe we can come back again sometime. Come on, Bill. What's the big idea? We just don't let pleasure interfere with business, that's all. All right, Bill, after him. I'll go this way. Quick, Arch, blindfold him. We don't want him to know where he's going. Now give me a hand.
What's going on? I bet you fellas are playing a joke on me.
You're on trial for your life, and it's no joke.
Well, you can't do that. Well, you can't try anybody. This ain't no regular court.
This court may not be according to Hoyle, but its hangings will be just as fatal. Now, who killed Hank Slocum?
I don't know. I wasn't there when he was killed. I had nothing against him, so why should I kill him? I was just riding along, minding my own business.
What is your business? You never work, always seem to have plenty of money. Where do you get it?
Well, when I did work, I saved my money. Figured that I'd lay off for a spell and have a good time. Besides, I'm a pretty good gambler. I make some big winnings now and then.
You're wanted in Montana for cattle rustling. Is that the money you saved?
I don't know what you're talking about. You got me mixed up with somebody else. I don't know of any false outlaw around here. I get that title off your neck there. Pull it off. Keep it up there. Yeah, what's going on here? Get him down off that barrel. Come on. All right, bring it up. Beat it. I stood on that barrel for hours. Afraid I'd hang myself if I lost my balance.
The whole gang of them jumped me. 8 or 10 of them, I guess. I didn't have a chance. Then they stood me up before a judge and jury and said I was being tried for the murder of Hank Slocum.
We won't let them get away with anything like that. Who were they?
I don't know. They all had their faces covered. But believe me, brother, I wasn't enjoying myself. I didn't tell them nothing.
You sure?
Why, of course I'm sure.
He probably wasn't able to talk. He was too scared.
Well, maybe. But I'm not counting on that. We never had any trouble like this until those Texans showed up. Not sure.
someone stepped out last night and did a little law enforcing.
Well, they're heading for trouble whoever they are. I'll have no lynch law in this county.
You wouldn't know anything about it, would you?
Well, I'm a stranger here. Just waiting around to see Vic Landreau. You heard from your cousin lately?
No. He ain't much of a hand at writing letters.
Well, it's hard to believe that two men could look so much alike. You better tell him to be careful or some night-riding vigilante will mistake him for Vic.
I don't think we'll be bothered long with night-riding vigilantes. I don't favor mob rule.
No, they're not a good thing. However, some mobs are better than others. If I can help you out in any way, Sheriff, why, just let me know. We put our finger on the kingpin.
Those fellas are dangerous. Don't fool around. Get rid of them fast.
Well, don't be too raw. After all, I've got to make my job look good.
I bet those Texans will run for your money. You know, I could learn to like those boys.
You better not learn enough to do anything foolish.
There's no danger of that. I'm too much like my father.
What can I do to prove it to you? It's all over now and I'm sorry. What can I say now that you're away? I'm blue and you too must be sorry. What would I do if I only knew my night and days would not be so blue? Please give me one more chance. Let's mend our lost romance. It's up to you. What can I do?
You know, he's just like a coyote sometimes. Just stands and yodels at the moon.
I think he has a nice voice.
Well, not bad, but let's not spend all evening talking about art. Shall we go?
All right.
What can I do to prove it to you? It's all over now, and I'm sorry. What can I say now that you're away? I'm blue, and you too must be sorry. What would I do if I only knew my night and days would not be so blue? Please give me one more chance. Let's mend our lost romance. It's up to you. What can I do?
Are you hurt, Art?
No, they never touched me. Even if she didn't like my singing, it looks like she could have thought of a more ladylike way of saying so.
The girl didn't shoot at you.
No, how do you know?
Well, she's out riding with Bill. I saw them go away together.
Well, that low-down double-crossing hound. He said he didn't feel well and was going to bed.
Now, look, neither of you got any time for romance. We've got serious work to do. We're up against a gang that's downright poison. And that shot was no love pat. Let's get out of here.
There's the road to Texas.
Why, sure, I know it.
If you're smart, you'll take that road and keep traveling.
Well, I'll take my chances. You can't be that dangerous.
You think not?
Anyhow, I like 'em dangerous. Well, it's sure taking her long enough to get him here. Must be picking wildflowers along the way. Here they come now. Jack, you get around the other way. Come with me, Jim. Say, what's the matter here?
Oh, my stirrup is loose.
Well, just a moment. I'll be glad to fix it for you. Well, I'll say it is loose. Good thing you noticed that. All right. Get his gun. Thanks. Any rattlesnake could have been proud of that job.
When folks can't take a hint, they have to be persuaded.
You walked into it just like a lamb. Yeah, bootlogging a lamb is just about your speed. You've got a lot to learn. Your education isn't complete, Jeff.
You have your orders. Get going.
Get him mounted.
You were brought here to give you a chance to declare where you stand. There's some doubt as to whether or not you're trying to enforce the law.
Oh, that's a pack of lies. No one can prove that I haven't done my best to enforce the law. There's a lot of tough customers hanging around this town. But you can't arrest a man because you don't like his looks.
Well, it's what you do that counts with us, not what you say. Kurt Bachman is wanted in Montana for cattle rustling. Now arrest him.
I can't arrest anyone on that kind of evidence. On the say-so of a man that doesn't even show his face? How do I know it's true?
You can find out if it's true easy enough. And don't forget, you'll be watched. You won't know who it is, but he'll be around. All right, blindfold him. A couple of the men will ride down the road with you. And don't touch that blindfold until they say so. Get him out of here.
We know the sheriff's mixed up with that gang. What'd you let him off so easy for?
Well, I'm not in favor of lynch law. Every man's entitled to a fair trial, but that doesn't keep me from throwing a scare into them. You know, people are a great deal like cattle. If you get them nervous enough, they'll stampede at the drop of a hat. Say, if Bill knew what we had on the fire for tonight, why isn't he on hand?
Well, you saw him right away. He's probably too busy picking wildflowers to come back.
Well, I'll put a stop to that. He can do his courting when it doesn't interfere with his work. And that goes for you, too.
Well, Lee, you know I wouldn't do anything
Oh,
like that.
no, How about that little senorita across the border?
Well, that's different. I just lost track of time.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time, fella. When I tie 'em, they stay tied. Somebody just rode up. Hello, Mort. There's your pigeon.
Say, what is this supposed to be? A shotgun wedding?
Well, hardly. I don't want you in my family. I want some information, that's all.
I'm afraid I'm just out of information. I expect some in sometime next month, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't wait that long. I want the names of all the members of that vigilante outfit.
How should I know that? After all, I'm just a stranger here.
How'd you like to be standing on a barrel with a rope around your neck? Excepting the barrel won't be there. The other end of the rope made fast.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't mind after I got used to it.
You'll have a chance to find out if you don't talk turkey. I'll give you a little while to think it over, but not very long. What's the matter? You afraid of hurting them? Tie that rope tight. And keep him here until I send word to you what to do.
Right.
the matter with this low-code maverick? He said he's going to put me in jail.
Look, Mort, I've got to make a show.
What's this all about?
I only wanted him to stay in jail for a little while. That vigilante outfit's on my trail, and I never did feel like giving up my scalp to protect someone else.
It won't hurt you to spend a few days in the calaboose.
Well, I don't like it. I never did like it. It makes me nervous to see those bars up in front of my face.
We've got to give them what they want for a while. I've got an ace in the hole that'll set them right back on their heels.
Do you mean to say that I've got to be locked up?
That's right. It'll help our hand to play it this way.
Well, the boys won't like it. They'll be afraid to trust you. A lot of them have pulled out already.
Those that got scared and pulled out weren't worth having around.
Sheriff and Kurt's back runner in Slade's office.
Good. Now we'll see what happened.
Say, Lee, I'm worried about Bill.
Yeah, so am I. That girl knows what's happened to him. I think I can make her lead you to where he is. So get back as soon as you can because I'm about ready to start the ball rolling.
Right.
Bill was lucky to get out of that with his life.
I hope it keeps looking fast.
Hey, Marge, will you take over? I have something to attend to. Sure.
All right. But I don't like it.
Come on. Wait a minute. Give me your gun.
Oh, wait a minute. That's going a little too far.
Now listen. You can't put a man in jail wearing a gun. What would that look like?
Hide it inside your shirt.
All right.
Come on.
But listen, I still don't like it.
Wait a minute. All right, come on.
Ah, get your hands off of me.
All right, take it easy.
And you keep your yap out of this.
You had a gun hit out on you. Lucky we found it.
Yeah, much obliged.
Well, glad to lend a hand. Expect you to do the same for me.
Yeah, come on.
I'll go along with you. You made a nice start in cleaning up your town, Sheriff. I'll be glad to lend you a hand while I'm here.
Don't bother. I won't be needing any help.
No trouble. Law enforcement officers should work together.
You better get back on your own range before somebody clips your ears.
It'll be a long time before you start clipping anyone's ears. And Sheriff, you better keep an eye on this fellow because some folks might get the idea that you weren't on the job if he should happen to break out of here.
And every last one of you be in the penitentiary right now if it wasn't for me. You don't have to worry about that vigilante outfit. I've got them where I can crack down on them pretty quick.
What's the matter?
That's what I'd like to know. I heard they'd give you the slip.
Not a chance. They don't give me the slip.
funny about this. Those two partners of his talked as if he'd gotten away.
Maybe you misunderstood what they were talking about.
Say, partner, you mind if I stretch my legs a little? It's getting kind of cramped here.
Well, it's a waste of time stretching your legs. You're going to have your neck stretched before long. Go ahead. Don't you worry about him getting away. He'll be here when your dad wants him.
I used to be a hard hand and work quite hard, you see, until a distant kin of mine left me a legacy. The tide has turned, it's my turn now. The tide has turned, you will allow. Oh, I used to have a boss, and he worked me like a horse. The tide has turned, it's my turn now. I had a pretty sweetheart, she ordered me around, until I went and told her that my uncle's will was found. The tide has turned, it's my turn now. The tide has turned, you will allow. Oh, I'll soon be tied when my hands are both untied. The tide has turned, it's my turn now.
All right, you've stretched your legs long enough. Sit down.
What's your hurry?
Say, when I tell you to do something, do it. Don't give me an argument. Now get over there.
Where do your friends to gather in town?
Lee wants to turn me back to town. What about them? We'll get them later. They'll wait for us. All right, boys. Number 8, looking for a 5.
Hey, Mort. Take a look.
What's the idea?
I thought the folks in town might like to take a look at some of those.
You better ask me before you tack anything on my walls. Come into my office. I got things to say that might interest you. All right, shut the door. I hear you're pretty pretty unpopular in this town.
Well, Slade, I wouldn't win a popularity contest at the Texas State Penitentiary either.
And a friend of yours named Bill is going to get his neck stretched. Next time that vigilante mob may move.
That down is a false rumor. Your daughter just shown us where you're holding Bill a prisoner.
That's a lie. Help me get him out of here, Art. I want that gang to take a look at him.
You're too late. It's all finished. So are you. All right, Sheriff, do your duty.
All right, come on, move out of here now. Come on, get out of here. Get going.
All right, get going.
Get out. Move on. Marshal, I don't know how we're ever going to thank you.
No need for thanks, Barlow. I just came here to do a job, that's all.
The trail is long, but a cowboy's song, sad and lonely tale. From the distant plains there's a sweet refrain down on the moonlit trail. The story of a never fails. His heart as alone he rides down on the moonlit trail. His heart decides as alone he rides down on the moonlit trail. The trail is long, but a cowboy's song is a sad and lonely tale. From the